amazingly, because although I'm an Evertonian, I have a huge respect for Kenny Dalglish and the institution that's Liverpool Football Club. But amazingly, there's a few whispers now on Twitter and a few of these social network sites that perhaps the Kenny Dalglish magic has started to evaporate at Anfield. And I find that astonishing, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I struggled. Can they not remember going to Wembley about 2.5 weeks ago?
Exactly.
Do they not realise they could still have 2 visits to Wembley this year?
Yeah.
And have
could
two
have
pieces,
3, actually.
2 pieces of silverware.
Yeah, because you get like semi-final, final now, don't you?
Oh, yeah, I know, yeah, but I mean, it's wasted
you
time.
make 2 finals, yeah.
And if they win 2 cups,
yeah,
in the season that he's had, with there's so many players that have underperformed.
That's right.
And with all the big money he's spent.
Yeah.
He's done unbelievably well.
He has, yeah. Right, I tell you what, we're out again with the Fan Zone crew to find out if there's any truth out there on the streets about people doubting that Kenny Dalglish is the best man for Liverpool. Here's what they have to say.
The rate Liverpool is going, where in points they're closer to the bottom than to the top, I think, and Dalglish is going to go, yeah.
Because his previous performance, I don't think he will survive. So hopefully he will be out.
You can't teach an old dog new tricks. He's not going to get anyone scoring, and he probably splashed loads of money out on some useless British kid again. So, in my books, no, he won't last.
I think it depends on how high Liverpool finish at the end of the season, because all Premier League managers are just judged on how well their team do. So even if he's the right man for the job, which I think he is, it's then depend on how high Liverpool finish this season.
So long as he keeps his hair, he's going to keep his job.
Well, I think he's a good man for the job, but and I can't see anyone else who could do it. But I think he's got 1 more season in him left.
I don't know, I think they're going to keep him for the end of the season and then see how it goes, but I think he's got to go at the end of the season. They're just playing appalling. Got to get rid of Andy Carroll as well, terrible.
That's the fans out on the streets talking to our Fan Zone crew about Kenny Dalglish. Do you find that astonishing? Some of those people expressing doubts about
I
Dalglish.
don't think there's a brain cell. I think they borrowed a brain cell off of each other there, because some of the comments...
I don't think you can say that about our viewers. You can't say that about our viewers.
Some of them comments, Mike, about Kenny Dalglish and about that he's not good enough and he hasn't done a good enough job. He's put silverware on the table.
Yeah,
that's more than Arsenal are going to do this year.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. But I have to say, Flash, when he was appointed in the wake of Roy Hodgson, there was a lot of emotion in that appointment.
Yes.
A lot of emotion in it because Roy Hodgson turned out not to fit Liverpool. Good man, Roy Hodgson, but it didn't fit Liverpool and they didn't fit him. So bringing Dalglish to try and almost forget the Hodgson era altogether, you know what I mean? So he comes in and that's great. But I did say at the time, that's an emotional appointment. It might not make complete sense. Kenny Dalglish has been out of football management for 20 years. That's a hell of a long time to be out of any industry that's moving forward at the pace that football is. And I said to myself then, will he still have the energy? Will he have the drive? Will he have the new thinking patterns that you need to change the game when you need to change it to win matches? Would he have all that? And he hasn't always had that, particularly at home.
But he's had it to beat Man United. He's had it to beat Man City.
Yep.
He's had it to beat Chelsea.
Yep.
So for me, they're the three or four best teams in the country, and he's gone and beat them in their backyard.
Yeah, but he's nowhere near to getting into the top 4.
No, okay. Now then, would you say this is his first season back, or would you say that he's had a season and a half?
No, I'd say it's his first season back,
Right,
and I'd say that it's testing for some of the signings he made over the summer.
Okay, so in his first season, silverware. You keep going back to it, but it's proof.
Yeah.
Secondly, he's probably got 6 new signings in that side that have not gelled or not performed.
Well, he bought them.
Yes, okay, but we often say, I mean, certain players have been in this country and done nothing. Thierry Henry did nothing for the first season, and Arsenal fans were saying, what have you done here, what have you done here? But again, I think that the majority of Liverpool fans have so much trust in Kenny Dalglish that come next year, if we're now having the same conversation, then I can see, and I think they're entitled.
Yeah, with the greatest respect in the world, you could not possibly measure Charlie Adam and Jordan Henderson in the same breath as Thierry Henry.
No, it's not just. No, that was just a mere example of a
but
player.
They're not going to get any better, those guys, are they?
Of course they are. They're young boys.
Well, they're not really. Charlie Adam's not that young.
Henderson's like 2021.
He is, Henderson's in his mid-20s.
Yeah. No,
sorry, Charlie Adam's in his mid-20s.
Yeah, granted.
Yeah.
Downing.
Yeah,
he's a good player.
Yeah, 24, 25.
He played for England.
Yeah,
but he ain't. He's not actually playing for Liverpool like he possibly was going to need to for England.
Yeah, exactly.
So you've got to give him that year. If he puts 2 trophies on the table...
Well, if he does, he's only got 1 at the moment.
Yeah, but again, he's closer to getting 2 than anybody else.
Yeah, sure, but I believe Everton will stand in his way for the second one.
But even if he got the run, even if he came runners-up, he won 1 trophy and came runners-up in the other...
So you're saying he was the right man for the job at the time?
I'm saying he was probably the only man who was going to be able to cover up Roy Hodgson.
Right, OK. And who should it be if he decides to go? Because, I mean, remember, Kenny Dalglish has had a really troubling season with the Luis Suarez situation. And all. I thought at one stage he might just decide to call it a day because he can get emotional about these things. If that happened, who would take over at Liverpool? Because Liverpool are losing a lot of their gloss rapidly in the sense that they're no longer an automatic top 4 team. Therefore, are you really going to get one of the world's best coaches to come to Liverpool, who, by the way, have got a decent ground, Anfield, but not a great ground anymore,
I know,
and who are not going to finish in the top 4, who are not going to be able to attract some of Europe's top players like they have done in the past. So what's that all about?
I don't know to the answer to that question really, because Liverpool they're a rule unto themselves.
Yeah,
they're probably one of the only places where a top manager is not really going to fit in. I mean, it's really weird. I mean, maybe I could say a Martin Jol or someone like that. Even I dare say a David Moyes, who can organise a whole football club and not just be told you do this little bit and we'll do that bit. Someone who wants to take complete charge and a leader.
Stay ahead of the game with Sports Tonight Live. Don't miss a thing. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Search for Sports Tonight Live on Facebook and like our fan page. Follow Sports Tonight TV on Twitter and tweet us your thoughts and opinions. Sports Tonight Live, it's the platform for the fans.